This was so cool. I was questioning a doctor in a medical malpractice case, and at the end of my questioning, the defense attorney asked if he could speak to me outside. He turns to me and he says, "I have never seen anything like that in my entire career." You want to learn what shocked him so much? Come join me as I share with you this remarkable story. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury trial lawyer practicing law in the state of New York. This was a very significant case. I remember this vividly. The deposition was held at one of the biggest defense firms in Long Island, and now the defense attorney was someone who was very well respected, someone who was an excellent trial attorney. And now I had an opportunity to question this doctor. And after this questioning was done, it's known as a deposition, a question and answer session under oath. It's really pretrial testimony. Now, the defense attorney pulls me aside and says, "Listen, I got to talk to you for a second." I said, "Sure, what's up?" He says, "I have to tell you something. I've been in practice many, many years, and I have never, ever seen an attorney what you just did." And I was kind of curious. I didn't know whether he meant that in a good way or a bad way. I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "You asked my client the very first question, which represented the key issue in the entire case. You didn't start off by asking him about his credentials. You didn't start off by asking him where he went to school. You didn't start off by asking him things that had no bearing whatsoever on the key issues in the case. Instead, you asked the one key question that you needed to know in this particular case, and that was the very first question. And by the way, his doctor client gave me the key answer that I needed to actually prove our case from that very first answer." And to him, that was remarkable because no attorney in his career, his legal career, had ever done something like that. Now, I will share something with you. I personally like when I question doctors during pretrial testimony. It is my personal opinion that the very first question I ask should be the key issue in the case. A lot of attorneys disagree with me. They like to go through the same boring thing over and over again. "Dr. Jones, tell us, where did you go to medical school? And where did you do your residency? And where did you go on from?" And fine, I'm going to get that information later on. And by the way, I already know that information. Instead, I want to jump right into the case. So let's say, for example, it's a case involving a doctor who operated on the wrong side of the brain. I'm not going to go into all details about where the doctor went to school. My very first question is likely going to be, "Doctor, tell us, why did you operate on the wrong side of the brain?" Objection, no foundation. What do you mean, no foundation? That's the crux of our case, the fact that the doctor operated on the wrong side of the brain, right? So why can't I ask that question? I can. So why do I share this great information with you? I share it with you because it's one instance that I remember vividly involving a very experienced defense attorney who came to me after our question and answer session of his client, the doctor, who told me, "Listen, I have never seen anything like that. That was remarkable." You know, I realize you're watching this because you have questions or concerns about your own particular matter. Well, if your matter happened here in New York and you do have legal questions, what I encourage you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your legal questions. This is something I do every single day, and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.